Kingdom Day. So if you caught part 1 of our New Year's Eve video, it was James and I, we were in Magic Kingdom. We had a great morning. We did a whole lot of fun stuff. And now this is part 2 of our video.
We're doing this one a bit differently. We had family there and just so many things going on that we just got so into the moment. So with this one, we went a bit different. We, at the end of the day on the 30th, we were really inspired to just sit and talk about our stuff. So basically we recorded it and we're actually gonna overlay the video with our conversation.
And I really like this concept. I feel like it's more like a journal vlog, and I'm curious to know what you think about it while you're watching the video. So be sure to let us know, leave us some comments, and here we go. We have had an amazing day.
Yeah, I would have to agree. I did not expect the 30th to be as fun as it was, and we actually had a completely different way we thought to plan out the day that would fit everyone. And it turns out the people we wanted, my parents, who we wanted to kind of shape their Disney experience, they flipped it around and it turned out being even better, I think, as a result.
So basically what he's sort of talking about is the way that we usually do it. We go to the parks and then we come back for a nap and then we go back to the parks at night. So we had made a sort of loose plan around that. We had the Steakhouse 71 reservation, and we thought,
a good story there.
Yeah, and we thought maybe we would, go have lunch and do a monorail. We suggested go see the resorts and then go into the parks for the evening. But instead
is, my parents got here at about 1, which I expected, and we got them settled.
All checked into the Dolphin, and now we're heading to Steakhouse 71. Hopefully we make it there in time. We're a little tight. I think it's 1:30 and our reservation is at 1:55. So hopefully. James is being a little tour guide right now, and it's super cute. He's so excited.
Then, so we finally actually had enough time to walk over to Boardwalk and catch the bus maybe, or an Uber.
Yeah.
So we decided Uber because our reservation was at 1:55 and it was about 1:38 or something. And we're like, the Uber should guarantee we'll be there on time because it's quick, it's a car, great. So we order it. It's it says it's a minute
1 minute away. Yeah.
And then it ends up bypassing the turn-in for, we actually were catching it at the Boardwalk, and it actually drove all the way around Bay Lake, basically. There's this big circle. Crescent Lake, yeah. And all of a sudden you watch the time go 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes. Finally it was 8 minutes away. And then
so anxious.
Yeah, and we're sitting there it's 1:50.
Yeah.
And we're like, if it even comes in the next 2 minutes, we'll probably, because they give you a 10-minute grace period, we'll probably be fine to just hop
I'm frantically texting our travel agent saying, hey, do you have a phone number for Steakhouse? We're going to be late. We don't want to miss it though. She took care of all of it for us. She got on the phone with them. She explained the situation, and it worked out totally awesome. She's the best, but still very stressful.
There was another kicker to it too though. After he finished the loop, we're like, okay, he's literally it's 350 meters. He's literally at the end and he's about to get in. He sat at the end for it was 8 minutes. It was past 1:55 at this point. And I called him and I'm like, hey, are you waiting for us there, or are we supposed to meet up? You got to play really nice because I don't know whatever situation they're in, so I'm not going to assume anything. He's like, no, I'm stuck at the gate. He's like, there's a huge lineup of cars to get in. And we're like, oh, we didn't even think of that. It's the 30th of December.
People are checking in.
Yeah. We're and this was what, 2 o'clock?
Yeah.
So this that's check-in time. Yeah. That's when you get here
Flights
early.
Have landed.
Yeah. So we clearly thought this out very well. And anyways, Yeah, so our agent smoothed things over, and they basically said like, you won't get your time, but show up and like we'll
They'll
slot,
work you
yeah,
in.
we'll figure something out. We'll get you in, and so it did work out. We showed up at about 2:10.
So nice.
So nice to
so
us.
gracious. She was like, "Oh, you're fine. Don't even worry about it." Yay!
I guess that's just the first part of our day. Like
Yeah.
we're trying to tell how to
Let's
flipped over.
briefly talk about Steakhouse because we didn't really do a review in the restaurant, but it was incredible. We tried steak for the first time there.
We've actually we've been there like I think 3 or 4 times now.
And we've never had steak at Steakhouse 71.
Well, their stacked burger is
so good.
But anyways, so my parents and us took the plunge, and we're like, one of us got a steak and the other got the stacked burger, and we're like, we'll just half everything and split it. And so for one, the steak, wow. And it was like the entry level steak.
It was
It's
a
just
hanger steak.
Like, I'm pretty sure you can obviously get a very well done hanger, but I'm pretty sure like at a steakhouse that wouldn't be like the high end one. That wouldn't, I don't believe so. I could be completely wrong. But
No, I think you're right.
yeah, like I think that's more like an entry level steak. But it was amazing. It was so good. Yeah, like we like a lot of steak. We know how to cook steak. We've eaten at good steak places. Like it's better, at least this is my opinion, because there could be a lot of contention with this. I think it's better than California Grill steak.
Oh, I fully agree with you.
Like it's balanced. It's California Grill. I just found their steak was too salty. Like there was just too much trying with it. Whereas this was a lot more like a good grilled steak.
And we had it cooked medium, and it was like just
Juicy.
perfect.
Yeah.
It tasted like, it melted like butter in your mouth. It was so good.
I don't know.
I forgot about the 15-layer
We
chocolate.
have picked up the brioche bread service to start.
Just go in there.
Go ahead.
It's okay. I'm sure.
It smells like horror. I'm curious what these sauces are.
What's the matter? What's on it? 71, the name of this.
She means what is it actually? What is that?
What is it?
It's butter. I don't know what the dark stuff is. It looks like charcoal.
Pepper? Is it pepper?
No? Let's see. Wow. That's good.
All right, so I ordered the chopped salad for the first time, and you ordered
The Caesar.
fork and knife Caesar that we usually get. So that shouldn't be a surprise for you. And then we've got a chopped salad happening over here too. So funnily enough, there was a confusion in the kitchen, and now we got more bread. We've got the super popular and one of our favorite meals in all of Disney World, the stack burger. This is our first steak that we're getting at Steakhouse 71.
Yeah, and you're supposed to have steak here.
Yeah.
How is it, Pops?
How is it? Really good.
We've never had a steak here.
I have not.
Wow, that's incredible. Is it hot?
What do you have? Mayonnaise on it? Just to add a little calories?
Cheese. That is really good. Wow. This is my parents' first experience with Disney. And so one thing I think you've heard us talk about already, but one thing we were worried about is my dad, like he wouldn't enjoy things he would just be like my parents travel a lot, so it would just be like, okay, this is just like another hotel.
And like before you
experience.
left, you were like, oh, I don't know about Magic Kingdom Day. Maybe they'll think it's too kiddish and things like that. Like you were really worried about today, especially because it's like the first impression.
Yeah. And so even right when we sat down at Steakhouse 71 to eat, like I think we'll include it, but we got my dad's first, like he's like, do you want to hear my honest opinion? And so he just told us like he was fairly wowed with it, that one person's vision, Walt, who, you know, wanted to just kind of share these sorts of things with people, it ended up evolving this well. Like, even in the short time he was here, he could tell fairly quickly that things are just kind of done well. Everything's really nice about the ecosystem, and it just seems to flow and work.
So tell us your first impressions.
I'm amazed, but I'm impressed from the creative perspective. There was nothing here but swampland, and Walt Disney created an entire universe of characters in his own imagination, and built a gigantic city based upon his imagination. And through his imagination, has been able to draw tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people to here, to enjoy it. I guess millions. And it's astounding as an act of profound creativity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's true.
So you actually really like it. You haven't even seen yet what you're about to see.
I'm taking it not from the perspective of the person who lives in the world, but from the person who created the world. Oh my God. How do you create a world like this out of your own imagination? Nothing, right?
None of this
I
existed.
was looking at those pictures. Nothing here but trees and swampland.
Yeah.
And this guy then creates these characters and these moves and these stories.
Do you know how he started? He was originally an animator. He actually drew, he literally created Mickey and Minnie. And he was an animator who loved trains. That was his biggest thing. He loved trains. And he loved doing animations, and he loved bringing things to life. This all came from him wanting to share his characters and his love of just a really happy place with the rest of the world.
Well, and also Disney World itself was created because Walt was taking his daughters to a little carousel or something, and he thought, wouldn't it be great if there was something that a parent could take their child to and still get the same amount of enjoyment as their child, instead of just waiting for them to go on ride after ride. And so that's how the idea and the concept of Disney World was born.
But then he did it.
Yeah.
But it's not just an idea. He then took his ideas and then created this whole world. And people come all over.
Yeah, there's like 10 different Disney worlds.
It all started with one guy saying, I have an image of a beautiful, fun world. I guess for children. And the characters, and the enjoyment, and the feelings that you get from the whole thing. And I want to present it. I want to take these dreams and feelings. I want to create characters,
Not at all.
buildings, everything.
So he really enjoyed that, and he apparently did some Walt Disney studying the night before, but it was also a collection of before we got into Steakhouse, we did have to wait a little longer, and he was just kind of walking around the hotel and looking at the pictures and reading whatever kind of materials he could come by. So yeah, we felt pretty good, because we're all we wanted was for them to come and just enjoy it, kind of like we enjoy it, but their way, right? Just experience it and see the value in what it is. It's not just for kids. It's a lot of people think Disney World is just a kid kind of place to go, and it's just Mickey Mouse is rampant everywhere. And,
He would always make fun of us,
Yeah.
are you going to meet Mickey?
Yeah,
Or whatever. And I really want to get him to meet Mickey Mouse.
Or was Mickey there at breakfast with it? He kind of pokes fun at us for that. So, and I don't even think he saw Mickey today. So it was, then after we things are more calm, and we got our reservation. The one thing we just really wanted us to eat and them to experience with us. And then we went to the lobby and walked around, and you know that contemporary balcony where they've set up chairs and you can watch the fireworks show. We took them on there, and they were like, "Wow, like the view was nice. It was
The
actually
monorail
sunny."
came
Yeah.
How big it is.
They tell you all the facts about. So Mary Blair is the famous artist who worked with Walt to do a lot of original stuff. So designs like that on the wall, and that's on all sides. So when you stay here, the
Look at the
rooms,
ceilings.
the rooms are right there. Like the doorways to your rooms are there. On the left, the monorail comes through there.
Oh, wow.
And there's a monorail station in here. Actually, you guys, Pops, come. Here, I'm gonna show you something really cool. Hear the train? That's the train at Magic Kingdom.
Oh, look at this.
So here's the Magic Kingdom Castle.
Oh, wow.
So you can come out here and watch the fireworks even without a theme park ticket or anything.
Wow.
Come to this corner where it's the best.
I guess it's the magic.
You can just do the bar there.
And then so we're like, yeah, we're gonna go on the monorail and we're gonna go over to Magic Kingdom. Now I know for any of you saying you don't have to take the monorail, you could walk. You are absolutely right, but we thought it would be fun for one, they get to experience the monorail, but two, it gets to circle through a bunch of hotels that sadly we just won't have time to show them. Because of all the other New Year's stuff, and they have to abruptly leave on the 1st after. We've set up a special surprise brunch for my mom at Animal Kingdom.
Yeah.
Because she's
gonna
obsessed
love
with,
it.
Like she's gone to Africa and like gone safaring. Like
Even
just-
today,
yeah.
she mentioned something like, "Oh, I love going on safari,"
Yeah.
and we're like, "Oh, well, you just wait."
They don't know where we're going,
Yeah.
but we said like this is gonna be a good. In fact, we're gonna show up a couple hours before the reservation, just so we could walk around and go into that outdoor like area where you could see the animals, and I think they're really gonna enjoy it. But so we got on the monorail and we decided to loop it around just so they could get a bit of the Disney experience, the monorail and all that. And we obviously, as everyone knows, you loop to basically the last stop is Magic Kingdom, even though it's like 6-minute walk away.
So the boats go between the monorail resort, so you can go to Wilderness Lodge, you can go to... Yep, that's all part of the Disney transportation system. They're all just different forms of ways to get around and get to the parks. So there's buses, there's boats, there's monorail, there's a Skyliner, and all of those are included.
And we walked in, and right away my dad's pulling out his phone and taking photos.
That's
and
when I
videos.
knew,
like we didn't
okay,
even
they
enter.
like it.
Yeah, we didn't. You know, the 100 just out front and the train station and everything. Like right away, my dad's standing there, like, and he only does that for things that fascinate him, that he wants memory of, right?
Yeah.
Like, pictures for him are different than you and I might take them. We take pictures for like almost everything. We're like, oh, cool, whatever.
Yeah,
but
fun.
he's the type of person who only takes pictures for things that he really wants to kind of memorialize in his memories. So his photo albums are things that just really fascinate him, and it's funny. He loves showing this stuff. But anyways, we knew right away. We're like, me and Kate were like, wow, I think he like really likes
Come do.
Biometrics.
Hold your finger, go.
And make sure that you're linked to your pass.
No, hold it. There you go. You're good. Okay, you go. Go to that one. So hold your card and first let that light up. No, whatever you want, but you gotta use the same one. Rosalie.
He walked in and he kept being like, wow, this is so amazing. So it was phenomenal just seeing like my parents really enjoying this. And my mom, I think, literally turned to us and is just like, I finally get why you guys are into this.
I don't know if I need this shirt.
Yeah, I don't know yet.
Wow. Gingerbread.
Wait till we get to the flames, buddy.
It really is a dreamland.
Isn't it amazing?
It's amazing.
Oh,
You know what? I think they only opened that up for at parade time so you could cut through.
oh yeah, that makes sense.
It's closed right now.
Yeah. Dude.
Unbelievable, huh? Unbelievable, huh? And right now they're doing a thing on the stage there. Unbelievable, right?
And like, so for me, I've been going to Disney maybe since I was 16, because my parents never brought me when I was really little. But I've been obsessed with Disney like my entire life. And I don't always like want to bring people if they're not interested in it. But as soon as someone says like, I want to come to Disney, that's my most exciting thing, because I'm just so excited to share what the parks mean to me and to be there for someone's first time experiencing it, and then like feeling nervous because you want them to love it, and then slowly seeing them actually fall in love with it. Like when we
I mean, she kind of brought it. It was her idea.
when we came for our honeymoon, I had been like a bunch of times before, and he was like, you know, we'll only go if we can do Universal first, or Universal on the trip.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, we can do Universal, but we're doing it first because we need to save the best for last. And he's like, yeah, whatever. He had no clue what he was gonna get involved in. And like, look at the shirt. Look at the tattoos. Like, he is 100% all in, and it wasn't because I convinced him or I had to
No, I felt like I naturally fell in love myself. Yeah. Like I grew into Disney.
Not even grew, like you immediately fell in love the minute you set foot on Disney, into the Disney bubble.
Yeah, like Disney adult or not, whatever you want to classify it, like the reality is, like, I love it because it allows me to do all the things that I couldn't do when I was a kid, right? I dreamed of going to Disney when I was a kid. I always wanted to be here, and sadly, like, just the way I grew up, like we didn't have cash, and like that wasn't really a thing. So that would never was a possibility in my childhood. And you know, now just fortunately enough, like I met my wonderful wife here, who you know, has brought me to this amazing place, and I just love it. You can be yourself. You can do whatever it is you want to do, and for the most part, you can
twirl in a princess skirt.
Yeah, like for the most part, people will not. People will embrace it. Like the community here embraces it. So, yeah, I love coming down here, and I think my parents saw that too today.
So all throughout the day, there's just some clear people, not gonna have wagons coming with the top of it. Where are they? It's a very popular.
From the Dapper Dance to all of you, Merry Christmas! Thank you all. Happy holidays.
You know, my dad was even like, I gave him a 50th, you know, that Nike kind of dry fit golfing baseball cap with the Walt holding Mickey's hand thing, and it's the 50th anniversary version. I had that hat and I just gave it to my dad, and he was even nervous wearing it at home before we came because Mickey Mouse is on it. He's like you could tell he was uncomfortable, but now that he's here, like he loved it all day. He's like, this hat fits me perfect. And we were telling him, like, because that has the 50th anniversary emblem, like you can't buy that stuff anymore. And that's probably going to be a collector's hat one day. And like, you could just tell he was like, that's awesome. And I said, it's yours.
Said thank you for giving me this collector's piece or something like that. Like, I just love having your parents here and like seeing them see this.
Like for the first time, it's so my dad's like a fairly, he's not mean or anything.
He's a
serious,
very serious
but
person.
he tends to have more of a serious tone in with the way he interacts with people in life. And when he came here, before he even really saw any of the parks, we weren't sure how he would feel. I think we just thought he would come for the sake of coming, whatever. But right away, and as you'll see earlier, he acknowledged, he's like, this is pretty amazing that this was kind of one man's dream. And so my dad is, I think he's mystified by what is it called? Not association, by like indirectly.
Okay.
Because my dad's more thinking about now the kind of power and philosophy it takes for someone to think about this and then create it. And so my dad's really amazed by how a person did that. And so that in itself makes him appreciate, I think, this like so much more.
And I always just love bringing someone on their first time. Like, this is how I felt when you experienced Disney for the first time.
We're just seeing if we lost them.
Yeah, they're somewhere back there. They're
They're
just,
right here.
they pause in amazement every once in a while, and it's totally okay. We just have to make sure we don't lose them.
But yeah, like my parents had a really awesome day, and we you know what? We didn't even do a single ride.
No, that's not true.
train.
So Rosalie said to me, no, we didn't do the
you
train.
You did a ride.
Yeah. So she's like,
I didn't do a ride.
so she was like, oh, what's the wait time for the carousel? She was like so excited. She was like, oh, it's a carousel. And she was saying like, I brought my granddaughters on carousels and things like that. And I was like, we looked it up and it was like 20
15 or minutes.
It said 15, and then we asked the cast member because the line looked like it was really long, but it actually only went through, I think, 1 or 2 rides before we went on. So we got on relatively quickly. It's a high capacity ride. And she was giggling and laughing. Like, she was so happy on that ride. It was awesome. James doesn't ride the carousel with me, so it's always exciting to go on it.
We went and saw the president. What's it called?
Hall of Presidents?
Hall of Presidents show. That was a really good show. Very well done, and that theater is really cool. My dad and I went to see that. I think we both rather enjoyed it. yeah, like really well done. And I thought that was a really old one, but they have it completely modernized. So good on Disney for just kind of keeping the education for people. That was awesome.
So then almost immediately
Fireworks.
after, we went to stake out our spot for fireworks because it was around 5:30 or 5:45,
yeah.
something like that. We're about 5 minutes away from the 6:30 fireworks show.
And we're kind of like front line mid Main Street. We've
This
never,
is the best spot we've ever gotten for fireworks.
at least so far view-wise.
Yeah.
But remember, the fireworks go in the sky, so it ultimately doesn't matter where you go.
We're just having a good time dancing.
And for New Year's, they do the Fantasy in the Sky. They do an early one at 6:30 and then a late one at 11:50, which actual probably
Half an hour.
we wouldn't see it from here. It's probably on the other side, I believe.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the 30th, they basically replicate what they would do on New Year's. They do it 2 nights in a row.
And it's the only park that does that. So this is the same way that we did New Year's last year. We did the 30th Magic Kingdom and then the 31st Epcot.
Yeah.
A long time ago, in a place called Neverland, there lived a sparkling spirit named Tinkerbell. Legend has it that to this day she still flies over this magical land of fantasy. And the story is told for children of all ages that if you wish hard enough and feel strong enough, Tinkerbell will soar high above the magic kingdom and light our fantasy in the sky.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, I think that's exactly what it is.
The magic.
Yeah, I mean, mine too. right, let's move with the crowd.
After 6:30, yeah, we decided that's where we flipped the day. Originally, we were gonna rest and come back after 6:30 and stay till midnight. But in retrospect, like my parents were like, we don't want to do 2 midnights in a row.
Yeah.
Like they're like, not for us.
Yeah.
So they were just like, we're not gonna do the midnight one tonight. we're like, okay, so let's figure out a different way. So we actually really wanted them to see Disney Springs also at some point, but there really wouldn't have been time if we did the midnight one, because if we did the midnight thing tonight, that means we would have had to just go and rest.
Yeah.
Like you can't go to Disney Springs in the middle of being at the park going back. But yeah, so we went to Disney Springs after.
And actually, that was probably the worst part of the day. Was we walked over to Contemporary to grab the bus to Disney Springs, and the line to get there was just astronomical.
And I think a bus just didn't show up.
Yeah, that's
Or
what I
it was
imagine
delayed.
must have
That's
happened.
what it looked like. We waited about an hour.
Yeah, because
Even though the original time was like 20 minutes from when we were waiting.
No, so there was like one, as soon as we got there, it was leaving in 1 minute, and that was the one with the astronomical line that we just wouldn't have been able to get on. Then the next one took forever to come, and then people weren't moving down in the bus, so like
We
it
couldn't
was
get on. We were just the last
we were the
group that couldn't get on, but literally like maybe 10 groups of people before us got on, whereas
and there
the
was
one
still
before
so
that,
many
it seemed
people.
like 50 people got
Yeah.
on, right? So,
But then, like, almost 5 minutes afterwards, and there were a bunch of people already on that bus. That's why it was so full. That's why, the second bus, that's why people couldn't fit on.
Yeah.
So then, like, literally, like, 3 or 5 minutes afterwards, a completely empty bus shows up for Disney Springs. And it didn't really make sense exactly why those first two
Why we
buses
waited
took
about
so
45
long.
minutes between the first two, and then like as we were leaving, another one's coming in to pick up when we finally got on.
Yeah. So I think that was maybe a little frustrating and a little bit of a buzzkill for the day. So then when we were on the bus, we were trying to find food because I think your dad was like ready to eat.
Yeah.
And it was about 8:45, and the earliest reservation we could find there was for 9:15.
It was 8:15, and the earliest we could find was
you're
for
right.
9:15.
Yeah, so it was an hour away, but most of them were 9:45 even.
Yeah. So I would have just been wherever.
We have finally made it into Disney Springs after waiting for 2 buses and over an hour. That was a little obnoxious, but we're here now. We're gonna do a little bit of shopping. We're gonna do maybe a little bit of eating. James is trying to get us a reservation right now for anything. It's a tough time of year to wing it, but we will pivot and we will see what we can do.
Then we realized, like, we went up to Play Pig, and they're like, it's just like a quick serve, but like with dining.
Yeah. Well, first we went to Super Dry though, because your dad was really excited to go shopping. So we went to Super Dry and
then he got us all excited about shopping,
Yeah.
and we all ended up
And we
buying,
all
like,
ended up with sweaters.
or something. Actually, I got a jacket, but they had a good sale.
they had really good sales. It was like 50% off.
a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can actually get like a really decent something that's normally you wouldn't buy for half the cost. So
Yeah.
that was really good. Yeah, so we all ended up getting something. I got like a light kind of spring jacket, and you got I buy their jackets every time
You
they're
love
on
them.
sale. Yeah. I have 2 of their jackets. They're really good. I don't work for them. They again would probably not want us to even talk about it.
But again, if they want to sponsor us, hi, we like your stuff.
Well, actually, Kate finally bought like even clothes and
Yeah,
like,
I bought 2
they-
t-shirts that were on a major
like
sale.
$10 each or
Yeah.
something. Yeah,
And
which
then
I think normally are $40 or $50. Yeah.
And then I bought a fuzzy lined sweater because it was really cold afterwards by the time we got there, and I'm still wearing my skirt.
Their full price stuff, you actually do get your annual pass. You get an annual pass discount there. So I think at most of the stores there, or
I don't know. We've never really shopped
Yeah.
really for clothes and stuff. Like usually when we go shopping at Disney Springs, it's like World of Disney or some
Yeah,
sort
we
of
get
Disney
clothes from
stuff.
there.
Yeah.
Then my dad was excited to go to Superdry because I told him about a jacket I got, and he started looking it up, and he's like, yeah, like I want to try. And you can't. As far as I know, they don't sell in Canada.
Yeah.
So he was excited. He goes, and we all got stuff.
Yeah.
But like we were there for an hour too, just
Yeah.
trying on things and.
We could have done that 9:15 reservation.
Yeah, we could have. In retrospect, in fact, we might have even been late for the 9:15 one. But anyway, so we just went to Polite Pig, and I didn't like it. It's very rich barbecue, like lots of flavor. Yeah. And so it's seems very southern. I don't know for sure, but it's a lot better than what we would have in Canada for sure. And it's like when you hear about southern barbecue, like that's what I feel like it would be. Like the cornbread is even good, which they give with everything.
Yeah.
They give you a little piece
so
of
good.
it.
We've done a bit of shopping at Superdry. You can already see Jeff's jacket right here. And now we've made it to Polite Pig for a little taste of barbecue.
Yeah, so we got the food so fast, like we literally sat down on our foods like at the same time, and we're like, everyone's like, wow. And it was also extremely good.
Yeah.
Like, really good.
Yeah. And they loved it.
Yeah.
They were like, oh my gosh, this is like so good for like fast food. And they were raving about, they got the salmon,
The
Rosalie
watermelon
got, and
salad. And the turkey.
yeah,
Smoked
turkey.
The turkey was amazing.
Yeah.
Like that was, and they give you like my dad's like, this is half a bird here. Like it was literally like a fat chunk. It was probably like 10 slices or something, because we all took a bunch of slices too. And we got the Cobb salad, which is delicious.
Really good.
I love their Cobb salad. And
Pulled pork.
the pulled pork.
And we got the grilled street corn.
Oh yeah, the
Mexican street
all
corn.
of it fantastic.
Yeah, really good meal.
I think we ate everything of ours.
Yeah.
And
we tried some of theirs.
Taste this. This is watermelon salad.
Oh, that looks amazing. Watermelon
Really
salad.
good.
What?
What is that? Salmon?
Sure, do you want some? Good.
Wow, that looks really good.
It's a watermelon.
I'm surprised.
I would like to know what your favorite thing is that you experienced today.
The DJ and the fireworks.
Good choice. Rosalie?
Overwhelming feeling to walk into Magic Kingdom. It was immense. It was just so much fun.
Yeah.
So much. And then the fireworks.
Yes.
And I would reverse, based upon the superior knowledge of my wife, I would reform my idea voluntarily and say stepping into Main Street, actually getting around and stepping into Main Street and getting
The first castle view.
the first community view, street view, village view.
Yeah.
It's like, and it's real, and it's large.
Yeah. We didn't even see a whole side of the park today.
And then of course we spent all that time walking around inside.
Yeah. Yeah. And tomorrow we do it all over again.
Yeah, and then we were all cashed and rode back home, and here we are.
Yeah.
And tomorrow, we're all planned. We're gonna meet at 9 a.m. right outside the cross joint between Swan and Dolphin.
Yeah.
And we're gonna go to Leal at Leal. We don't know. Kate probably knows better than I do because she's languages. But she's fluent in Italian, by the way.
partially.
But anyways, yeah. And tomorrow's the big show at Disney, the Epcot. Tomorrow I said to them, like, I don't care if you want to stay up till midnight.
You're staying up till midnight. Yeah, you have no choice in the matter.
Epcot's, you stay up till midnight.
Yeah.
Night. So tomorrow there probably will be a rest. There's something interesting that has come up recently that we keep debating. So tomorrow we'll find out if it's the case. But apparently the rumors going around right now is even if you have a reservation and you've entered the park and leave, you could get denied re-entry if they've hit capacity. So there's two sides to this, right? One is we went to guest relations and they said you should be fine, but
you should be is not entirely
So
reassuring for someone who has a lot of anxiety.
Yeah, there's two sides to it, right? One is that, like, theoretically, you have a reservation, they should account you for the daily capacity amount, right? That's how they can run out of reservations. If the capacity of whatever they've released has been reserved already, there's no more, right?
Yeah.
So the thought becomes, when you enter a park and you leave, you don't actually buzz out to leave. They don't know you've left. So you should theoretically always be a part of the total capacity of people. So even if you leave and come back, they didn't know you left to really put someone to fill your spot, right? You didn't minus from the balance. So when you come back, you should be the equal person going back the spot.
But the other school of thought is
Because they put it in the terms of their condition.
Well, yeah, no, but what I was going to say is they don't actually, like, track you number by number, I don't think, anymore, since, like, actual capacity limits of the pandemic. I think they're more just aware of the amount of people in the park, plus with park hopping, that's sort of
so
not...
it might be a theoretical, like, it's really busy
Yeah.
here, we gotta stop people
Exactly.
from entering.
And so if it gets really busy, then the thought is, well, it says right on your ticket when you sign it in your terms and conditions in the fine print, like, reservation does not guarantee you re-entry into the park, even if you were in or whatever. And then there's, like, a new Plan Disney article that came out that said, like, no, you're not guaranteed that you can go back.
Yeah, so we are gonna, like, hopefully we don't have to find out the
the hard way.
reality of that, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully everything is good tomorrow, because we're definitely gonna, if we start at 9.
Yeah.
Like,
you need a rest.
We know it's gonna be busy tomorrow, so our plan is really, hopefully at 9. We don't care about the rides, really. We might try to book Guardians still.
Yeah.
But if we don't get it, not like, we're here for another week, so we'll probably get it on the next day, or we'll pay the...
Yeah,
we're gonna
we'll
go on
figure
at
it
one
out.
time,
Yeah.
But there's a couple experiences we think they should see. Like, there's the show, the singing...
Voices of Liberty.
Voices of Liberty. So I think they would really like that. I don't know if they're doing they might not be doing
Christmas stuff
tomorrow.
is done.
I think today was the last day for Festival of the Holidays.
Maybe they're still singing the songs.
Yeah.
I don't know that for sure, but
they might linger it for New Year's.
Yeah.
Who knows? We will know tomorrow.
Just like all of the official Festival of the Holiday stuff is wrapped up as of tonight. Like, you can't do the little scavenger hunt things anymore. Like all of those things are done.
Yeah, they shouldn't have the food related to any of it.
Some food stuff will be there, because last year we were able to try the black and white cookie from L'Haim. So
and the latkes.
Yeah.
And, that was still here.
Hopefully there might be some sort of unique food for them.
But we'll be able to update you on that tomorrow, and we're really excited for tomorrow. And if you made it this far, wow.
Thanks for watching 23 minutes of us just talking about our day.
Just here. There's probably a lot of more things in this whole place. But thank you for sticking around. This is probably one of the better recaps and as well as summary of the day, because
we were just really excited about the whole day, I think.
But we also we didn't get a chance to film it the way we normally would. Yeah. Because we were actually really enjoying it. And we
were in the moment.
And on top of it, I think we felt a bit that doing that stuff with them doing their first time might change it a little.
Yeah, so I tried to film like little shots of the food
Like,
here and
without them
there, but I
knowing,
didn't
essentially.
do.
Yeah.
And every once in a while, I would break out the camera and be like, "Okay, so what are you feeling like right now in your day? What's the best part of your day? Things like that."
Yeah.
But I tried not to do it like the way that we usually do it. Like, "Hey, how's your food right now? What are you tasting?" Things like that. I tried to just sneak in a few shots here and there so that we can layer it over it in the end.
Yeah. But yeah, have a good night.
Good night and Happy New Year, almost.